MCPodcasting.
What's happening, Steve?
How you doing, mate?
Football is back.
Football's back. We've seen them not done a podcast in a bit. We missed last week, did we?
Yeah, I think because we literally sat there
Talked too much, like. I know.
talked for about an hour without recording, and I realised, shit, we both
Didn't have time. I know.
gotta go somewhere. But football's back, no fans, but that wee sound thing they're doing,
I like it.
that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't tell the difference now, like, because they're covering up the seats and stuff, so you can't really tell that there's no fans.
Yeah, I actually really like it because I sometimes forget there's no fans out.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's actually really good as well. It doesn't sound really generic. It genuinely does sound like it's fans just singing.
Yeah,
I like.
It's so good because even like when they miss a chance, you hear the fans going ooh.
Yeah.
Or like if they just see like someone's like running towards goal and he hits the side netting and some section of the fans think it goes in real life. They actually do that, like, yay! Oh, it's like, how'd they do that?
I know. I don't know how much time they've actually spent on that. It's weird.
If there are guys just sitting there with a big massive keyboard of buttons, he's just like, okay, ready, go. You know?
There might be. It'd be interesting to know. I'm sure there'll be some sort of fucking documentary that comes out on that shit.
But did you see? Have you flicked back and forth to the other channel to see
it's
the
horrendous.
difference?
It's horrendous.
What is so awkward, isn't it?
It's like watching a training match.
Yeah.
It's amazing the difference the fans make. Like,
I know I feel like there's like no emotion in it, but you feel bad. You feel bad for the actual players because that's the atmosphere they're playing in. No fans. So how are they getting motivated and stuff?
That's what Bruno Fernandes says after when he was asked the question like, did you feel was it easier to hit the penalty with no fans? And he was like, no, it was harder because like I like the pressure of fans. Like,
oh really?
It's like I like, and that's I suppose these are all sports stars who like play in front of fans all their lives. Like I'm sure they get off on that. It's like it's an adrenaline rush to play in front of someone. If you're going to hit a penalty, it's like you want that adrenaline.
Yeah.
And I'd never thought about it like that. I thought surely it is easier to hit the penalty. Like there's no crowd there to boo you or cheer you. He's like, no, I want them there.
And it's really strange because that was the first penalty he took and not done the wee stupid jump.
Yeah.
So it's like my brother said it before. When we got awarded
hate that jump.
See, I fucking hate it. It gives me anxiety. So when we were awarded the penalty, I literally walked through the room and sat at the doorway.
Yeah, I had so much anxiety that what I'm watching it on, it was on Now TV, right? And it's behind.
Yeah, same.
Right? So whenever we got awarded the penalty, I checked my phone. And
did you actually? Don't do that.
Because I was literally like, I can't. I was sitting there watching. I was like, I can't just bite my nails and all. I was like, I'm just going to get this over and done with. Check one each. I was like, whew, and then I could sit and enjoy the penalty. I was like,
oh, you can enjoy the penalty properly. Like, come on.
Yeah, too much.
Because mine's the same. I'm like slightly like a minute behind, so I always turn my phone off, or turn on airplane mode. But like, so when he got awarded the penalty, I went to the doorway, and my brother was like, he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I hate this re-jump. He goes, no, he won't do the jump. I'm like, why not? He's like, there's no fans. He's a showboater. He's doing it for the fans. And I was like, what? And he didn't do it. I was like, is he just doing this to wind fans up? They fucking give us anxiety. Just stop doing this. Hit the penalty. It's like Pogba's penalty. But Pogba's penalties, the way he does a wee short run up, it's just hit the penalty, please. It's annoying me. But anyway, let's go through the games. So the first game was Sheffield United against Aston Villa. Did you see that game?
Absolutely shite.
What the? Like that. I was watching that game and Dervla was, I think we were making dinner or something, and I screamed. I was like, what? And she was like, what's wrong with me? The ball crossed the line and didn't.
The player was in the fucking packet of that.
But she couldn't really comprehend, like, okay, but footballers make mistakes. It's like, no, this doesn't. It's goal line technology. It's never made a mistake.
So my whole hang on that was I don't really get right. So say the goal line technology didn't work, which it obviously didn't. I just don't understand how. See, when I first watched it and seen it go in, I was like, oh, that's obviously a goal. Yeah. But then he checked his watch and it didn't go off, so I was like, it mustn't be a goal, right? Because I trust the technology. But then 3 seconds later, I've seen a replay and can tell that's a goal. So why the fuck can't they?
Yeah.
Like, I know it shouldn't be the case that, fair enough, there was confusion, but how me sitting at home, literally 3 seconds after this happened, can see that that's clearly a goal? You've got cameras everywhere. You can see that it's clearly a goal. You just track it.
It was strange, wasn't it? Yeah, why wasn't VAR? Obviously, VAR never thought they would probably needed to get involved in goal line technology because it's been so accurate for like over 9,000 games now. So it's like they're probably like, what the fuck do we do? You just gotta
they've seen that, right? They even if they aren't supposed to do it, right? They've looked at that and went, that's a goal. They should have just went in his earpiece. Like, here, that's a goal.
Or here, go and check yourself.
Yeah. What do you think of So sometimes this happens in football, and then the other team let the other team score. Do you think
No.
Phil on that?
No, because no one knew. Like, not every Villa fan knew. Not every like no. It's like it wasn't like it wasn't until half time till they really found out. But
That keeper knew, like.
I know it's a grey area. I don't think because they were comparing Aston Villa versus Leeds last year when Leeds scored a goal against Aston Villa in the Championship, and Leeds let them score after. I think it is different, but I can see the argument.
I would have. I think it would have been nice. Like it would have been like obviously Villa are fighting for their lives, and their fans would be annoyed. But actually, that was clearly a goal. The keeper knew it was a goal. I thought it would have been a nice gesture for the manager just to go, here, lads, we should be 1-0 down here.
Yeah.
If this happened to us, I'd be fucking fuming. When this kicks off, let them score. I don't think anyone would have complained about that.
But maybe it wasn't suggested. So usually.
Yeah, no, I don't blame them for not doing it whatsoever. I don't even blame them for not even thinking about it. I'm just thinking about it after the fact.
But then we can go back to before, like obviously, like goal line technology came in. Like look at Roy Carroll for United against Pedro Mendes. Mm-hmm. That was blatantly in, and everyone in the stadium knew that was in.
Yeah.
And Maya didn't do it. So like.
No, I don't. I'm not suggesting or criticizing Villa for not doing it because like I probably wouldn't do it either, but I still think it would have been a nice touch if they had done it.
Yeah, I think it's strange. I think because we're so reliant on that goal line technology, for us to say it just fucked up or it didn't work, it's really like deep to say that. So I think they're probably like it mustn't have went in somehow. They're probably like just landing themselves. But what actually happened? Was it the technology fail or?
Yeah, I think
was because he was landing on the post or something. I heard something like he was against the post. I think they couldn't read it.
Something to do with like there was too many players that blocked the signal or some shit. I don't know.
You would think over. I think it's over 9,000 games. Like this would have happened already. This is the first time it's ever happened.
I don't know. Part of me thinks maybe his watch wasn't working.
Yeah, or like it wasn't.
They don't want to say it. Yeah.
Or it wasn't turned on. I was like, shit, we didn't turn that on. Fucking hell, it's been off for like 3 months. We should turn it on. We should check the batteries.
The switch, the goal line technology switch, flick that up, will you?
I was Mike Oliver sitting there, he's like, look, it hasn't bleeped yet. And then during the match, he looks down at his watch and goes, shit, I wasn't turned on. Yeah. Oh my god, just play dumb. But obviously, like being United fans, we needed Sheffield United to drop points, so I was happy.
I hate that as well. Like the thought of that we need Sheffield United to drop. It's embarrassing.
We would play them on Wednesday, so we technically don't need them because we just need to beat them.
Yeah.
So, but I like the idea of them is dropping away. You know what I mean? But anyway, that was a shit game. Why was that the first game back?
I know. Who decided that?
I know. Why did the Arsenal and
that was really stupid because all the eyes of the world would have been on that game. People who've never watched the Premier League before being like, "Oh, there's football back. I'll tune in." Like it'd be like us watching like an Italian game that we don't watch.
Yeah.
Like I'll tune in and see what the Italian league's like. If I had to watch that game first, and we said all the time, "Oh, the Italian league is shit." I watched their first game back. Like that's the opinion you leave, and you're like. I guarantee you, someone's watched that game from maybe another country that doesn't watch English football and be like, I'm not watching English football if that's the games.
Yeah, because I think the Man City and Arsenal game was
decent.
It was like the most viewed Premier League game in like 3 or 4 years or something. It was true, like everyone's like, fuck it. Not only it's a football's back, but it's a decent enough game. Yeah. Well, for everyone but Arsenal fans.
Yeah, fuck me, they're grim, weren't they?
Yeah, but they actually started off quite well, and I feel bad for them in the sense that they got 2 injuries in the first half, and that means they could only make the next 3 substitutes at one go because you use 5 subs in 3 different occasions. Like that's a fucking stupid rule.
I think it's just because they don't want could you imagine if the game was at the 90th minute mark and Jose Mourinho had 5 subs?
Oh, yeah, true.
He would make a sub every 10 seconds and then the game would just that's what they're trying to avoid.
What's your opinion on the 5 subs?
I don't agree with it.
Yeah, it's like I never thought about it. I thought it was due to fitness, but now I'm thinking about it. It's like big teams are going to benefit. Something shocking.
I don't think if you start the Premier League under a rule format that no matter what happens, it has to finish under the same rules. You can't. That doesn't make sense. You would never make that decision. Like in a normal season, halfway through here, that's give them 5 subs. Yeah. And they're not that unfit. They're having water breaks and it's like 9 degrees.
I know. It's fucking freezing.
What the fuck are you doing?
I know.
These players are not that unfit. It's only 90 minutes.
I mean, you think about it, like teams like Burnley or like something like lower league town, like probably Norwich, they probably got rid of a few players because they're like, I can't guarantee playing time because we're only allowed to use 3 subs per game. You know, I'm not gonna. If you that extra 2 subs makes a big difference. They could have capped a few more players and had a bigger squad. Yeah, that would have made a difference.
I don't like it at all. I don't think if you start the Premier League, we all want it to come back. It has to be under the same rules, or else
Yeah.
it's fucking the whole thing. You're messing with the integrity of the whole competition, you know.
Like even when you look what's going to happen with the Europa League and Champions League, it's going to be one leg affairs. Like fuck off, what?
Yeah.
Those man cancel this year. No one cares anymore about the Champions League and Europa League. No one cares about the Europa League anyway.
But are United not playing their second leg against us?
But
we beat them 5-0.
I know.
Just end that one, surely.
I know. Lask like, no, we can come back. Come on, Lask. Nobody knows who you are. Can you spell your name?
Right. So, what do you think of the City Arsenal game then overall?
I do think Arsenal started well, and actually was because I'm very critical of Arteta. I don't think he's done that much since he's came in. Also, yeah, I'm not saying he's a bad manager. He just like Arsenal in a really bad state. But I didn't like the positivity he was getting. Like Solskjaer came in like last season, United, and won like 11 out of 11 games, something ridiculous. And then is like they were so critical of him, and he's like won like 3 out of 15 games. It was like
hasn't won a game in 2020, I don't think.
No, that was the first time they got beat in 2020.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I know. I think he was unbeaten, but in the Premier League in 2020, but he was like drawn most of the games.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was listening to that on AFTV, and they said that they hadn't actually won a game in 2020.
I can't be right.
But I think maybe the Premier League, maybe he's drew all his Premier League games. I don't know. I'll check it right now, actually.
Yeah. So I do think. So when I started watching the first like 20 minutes of the Arsenal game, I was kind of like, shit. Here, they're doing well here. But then again, it's hard to say because given the situation, like teams are just very sloppy. Like Man City were just almost sitting back. But once Man City kicked in the gear, and then whenever David Luiz,
like they were even trying at one point.
Yeah, once they started trying, it's like, oh yeah, this is different. Like almost like they allowed Arsenal to believe they're doing well. It's like let's play poorly and let Arsenal think they're doing well, and then we'll just beat them. But then I said Man City turned it on, and David Luiz came on, and it was just like, oh shit.
What is that about? Like who?
Man, see if did you watch on Sky Sports?
Yeah.
Whenever he came on, I'm pretty sure it was Gary Neville, but it may have been Martin Taylor. They praised him when he came on. He goes, what an impact he's had since he's came to Arsenal. Been solid. And I was like, I sat there, me. Has he? And then he came on down there and they started slagging him off like what a disaster he is. I'm like, you said he was good? What are you on about? It's like this changed their whole opinion on him. Like it's like David Luiz didn't like literally come back and play like 5 more games and play amazing, and they go, oh, he is what a signing. It's like, no, he's not. He's shite.
Yeah, but I guess he didn't really fucking cost Arsenal much at all. Like, but he's just not. He always has that in him. It'll never change. He just can't resist it. If he gets embarrassed, he just hacks someone down. That's what happens. Like, he just has to leave one in. Yeah. And you're like, even the penalty, it's like, or no, with the sending off.
Yeah, penalty.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah. Sending off, it was like he had an opportunity to take him down outside the box and didn't do it. It's like if you're going to take him down outside the box. That just shows you have no like football brain. You know what I mean?
And just let him have a shot. If you're like I said, like, had a football brain, you know Morris missed a few chances in the first half, and he could possibly miss this chance. But if you bring him down, it's a red card, and they're gonna have a penalty. They're probably gonna score. Like come on, just let them have a shot. I always thought that sometimes, like when you see like players hack down players, I'm like, just let them shoot. They could still miss.
Yeah, I thought City themselves, like they looked fine. They played the game in second gear. They looked a wee bit unfit as well. Like I thought De Bruyne, although he didn't have a very good game, he still got man of the match and he still like scored and got basically an assist. Yeah. But he looked a wee bit heavy. Yeah. He looked a wee bit sloppy. He looked a bit just not match fit and stuff, which is interesting. Yeah. But it's interesting to see someone who's not even match fit having that much influence over one game. Like,
yeah, I know.
You're like, what?
Because the first half, I was thinking he looks a wee bit off the pace. Because even the pass for the first goal and David Luiz made a mistake, that should have been better. Because you expect so much more of Kevin De Bruyne. But he's Arsenal, like Man City are a different class. To be fair, in the second half, it was almost I felt for Arsenal a bit. It was 3-0, but it could have been 4 or 5.
I don't know what I think, because obviously you watch that Arsenal fan TV, and I don't blame them, because even in their match previews, and we would do the same, even if we were as shit as Arsenal, which, to be fair, you can make an argument we're not that much better. Yeah. But whenever we come up to play a team, you still back yourself. You still do. I think we'll still win.
You have
and
to,
then
man.
They always get beat. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Always get beat. Like,
but it's like, if you think you're always going to lose, then what's the point of actually playing? Like, what's the point of even watching it? You gotta be optimistic, and I do like Arsenal fans for that, because regardless of how much they get beat, they're really optimistic.
But
they
the thing
win,
is as well,
if
on
they
the flip
get,
side, when they win,
yeah, oh my
fuck me,
god,
like, see
you
when they
can't.
win, it's literally like, well, we're amazing, blah blah blah. But then they get beat, and it's like crank out. It's literally
Yeah,
what takes one result for you to ask your owner to leave.
I
And
know.
I understand that that's a deeper issue and it's been going on for ages. But whenever you win 2, 3 games in a row, I swear to God, you literally think you're the best team in the fucking world.
That's why I can't go near Arsenal fan TV whenever they win. It's just like because they're going to be super positive, like too positive. It's
Yeah.
like, on, like take the game as it comes. You know, if you get a win, you get a win. You get a defeat, you get a defeat. But yeah, Arsenal, it's just like the worst. Like the comeback, like the worst like restart they could have had. Like,
Horrendous. So
did you watch the Norwich and Southampton game?
I watched a wee bit of it. So I did. Southampton
Yeah,
are good. We were
they're
saying
really
even in
good.
our build up, Southampton are a decent wee side.
Yeah, Danny Ings yet
Yeah.
again always scores. Norwich just like off the pace,
Oh,
something shocking, don't they? Like
yeah.
I thought they came back. Maybe that break would have helped them. 100 days off, 9 cup finals for them, and it didn't look like they
They're
cared.
just not good enough.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
They're talking before the match. Like it's almost they weren't expected to come up this season. They're aiming for 2 or 3 seasons, and so this is like a bonus. So they're
So
like,
I think with the way they play the game, I like the way they play it. Like they don't sit in, they don't defend, they try to pass and move, but
yeah,
their defense isn't good enough and their attack isn't good enough, which is weird. Like most teams in the Premier League can defend. Like
yeah,
a lot of the teams in the bottom half of the table, they aren't there because they can't defend at all. That's usually where they build on. They usually
yeah,
start from the back. It's just they usually get relegated because you just can't score. Like you're
yeah.
not good enough to win games, so you need to score 2 to 3 goals because you just can't do it. But like with Norwich, they didn't come up with that philosophy at all. They didn't even think
Yeah.
let's try stay in this league. They just think let's go out and try to play football. And they've done it in the first game of the season against Liverpool, and I thought they played really well, and then Liverpool still slapped them.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you're not going to do well in this league, like.
I know, but you don't want to like that got them promoted. There's no. I hate when teams like they play really well in the championship and they come to the Premiership. It's like let's just stay in this league. Just
Yeah.
like at least stick to your guns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stick to what got you there. But
And Norwich done well. They didn't sack their manager. They didn't do anything. They've kept faith with him, and which is fair enough.
it's good. It's probably good long term for them, and hopefully they probably will need to fall back in the Championship for a season or two to get enough like resources, enough like maybe iron home like iron out any creases like in their style to actually stay in the Premiership maybe in 2 or 3 years. But I do like how they play. I like a few of their players. We talked about it in our build up to it. I do like them, but I do think they're getting relegated. Like
They're done. So big game. What did you think then?
I was it's so frustrating because before the season was postponed, I think even the most optimistic Spurs fans would say Man U are going to win that game.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we were flying, we were confident. Spurs didn't have Son, Kane, or Sissoko, and even though we got Pogba and Rashford back, I still think the break helped them more. I just thought we were very sloppy on the ball. I thought obviously the goal was really very poor from Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, and David De Gea. But I do think overall our style was good. I like the way we kept passing and moving. I love when Pogba came on. Him and Bruno looked really well. I thought Bruno probably
Bruno was terrible, I thought.
yeah, that was probably the worst game I've seen him. But even with that, he saw like four shots. He
Yeah.
and he played a Martial 3 times. He was trying things and all too. Like I like that. Just keep trying it. Keep doing that there. Well,
With Bruno, there's a time and a place to shoot for
Yeah.
me. And Pogba does it too.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes my biggest criticism of Pogba and Bruno. It's like, see if they're going to play in the same team, they both just can't. They have to stop shooting on sight. Like Bruno
Yeah.
hit 3 or 4 shots when he should have passed the ball.
yeah.
But it's fair enough, like, because every now and again they're going to fly in, and I'll be like, oh, fucking great, like, because
Yeah.
he does have that ability. But sometimes I'm just like, you need to keep it more simple. And I do think he was really rusty.
Yeah, but it's also one of these things. Like if you need to keep the keeper, the opposition keeper, on his toes. So the keeper's like, hey, I don't know if he's going to pass or shoot here. So I do like that. I don't mind him shoot. I remember when Memphis Depay played for United. I remember him just coming on and shooting, and people were like, oh, he's not me. Like, at least someone's fucking shooting. We need to shoot somewhere. Like, so I'm happy enough with that there. I did like him and Pogba playing. I think that actually worked quite well, especially when I brought on Matic. I think they needed someone.
It needs to be Matic.
Yeah, I do. I thought Fred didn't play too well. I thought they targeted him. He kept losing the balls. Passing was off. Scott McTominay was getting stuck in, like, and he got booked early on in the midway through the first half, so he couldn't make any more tackles. They moved him to centre back for like 5 minutes, and they realised that wasn't a good idea. They took him off straight away. But I think there's any positives. A few times Rashford was in, and his touch just let him off.
I looked really off the pace.
Martial didn't look too great, but again, like it's the first game back. You're playing Spurs away from home, playing at Mourinho Spurs, so it's very defensive. So I do think there's positives taken out there, and I wanted to win, but I'm happy to draw.
See, for me, right, I was really frustrated because I thought we would have set up a wee bit differently. See, right, and it's hard. It's easy now looking at it, but for me, what I learned from that game is McTominay and Fred as a two are actually quite similar. Yeah. Like they both, what they do is, and they're good at it. They just get stuck in and they kick everyone up and down the park, right? But they don't
cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, they cover a lot of ground. They're really aggressive. They win the ball back, but they don't read the game very well. Like it's very rare that you'll see Fred and McTominay read the game and protect their defense. Something that Matic does with fucking eyes closed.
Yeah.
So for me, that's why if we're going to play Pogba and Bruno, it has to be Matic behind him because he's the smartest midfielder we have in that. And like I have criticism of Matic too. Like I'm not saying he's fucking perfect, but in front of the actual defense, he'll do a much better job than Fred and McTominay. And I like both of the players. I just think surely Ollie can see that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it's also one of these things like you don't know because Pogba hasn't played. I know it's been a break. Pogba hasn't played since Boxing Day, so maybe he wasn't that fit. Maybe he wasn't up to it. And we did have a good run of games before the break happened. So he probably don't want to change it too much. I can see why he picked the team, but again, I think he's gonna have to play Pogba and Fernandes. But I think Fred can play in there, but maybe don't have three up front. Just have Martial and Rashford. And just drop Danny James and put in Fred and put in Matic with Pogba and Fernandes, like a diamond in the formation. I think that could work as well. But I felt bad didn't feel bad obviously, but I felt Danny James had no impact in the game. I think
not the game form.
It's too tight. Maybe he thought Spurs were going to go for it a wee bit more, but again, there was no space for him to run into, and he didn't look that strong on the ball. But again, when we play Man City and stuff in Liverpool, like that's the games Danny James is going to thrive on when he has space to run into. Yeah. I think whenever Greenwood came on, that was really positive. He looked really direct and really strong on the ball. I like that. Yeah. And he had a wee chance at the end. So I think there's a lot of positives. There's more positives than negatives, I think, from the game.
Yeah, it's just hard not to be disappointed in the sense that for me, James shouldn't have played in that game because, as you say, he's not good whenever the game's tight. His touch is not good, his crossing's not good. What he's good at is sprinting at people on a counter-attack. And it's like, we were not going to counter-attack Tottenham. Maybe all they thought we might have done, but Mourinho was never going to play. Like, look at Harry Kane. Harry Kane was playing fucking centre mid the whole game, basically.
That's so true.
And I like the way, the way Mourinho set up. Like, I like the way United had most of the ball. I like the way we tried to move it around. But I think any big team that was playing Spurs would have had most of the ball in that game because they were just going to sit back.
Yeah.
The goal that we give away was fucking horrendous. And did you watch Roy Keane's rant about it?
Oh, it was so funny.
It was hilarious. Like, and part of me's now getting a bit frustrated with De Gea too because with De Gea, obviously Maguire should never get beat like that. We talked about David Luiz and how stupid he was. That was fucking ridiculous for someone. Really, but like with De Gea. Like, Roy Keane, is he making a point? Because if we had just signed De Gea last season and judged them from last season to now, we'd be going, why the fuck's he in our nets?
Yeah, probably, potentially. But I think, that's the thing I disagree with. I don't think he's overrated, David De Gea. I just think he's made a few bad mistakes the last two seasons, especially a season like the one against Watford where he caught the ball in the net, the one against Everton where he kicked the ball at Calvin Lewis, and then obviously that game, that's 3 goals. That could have been a big difference. That could have been us challenging for third or second. Now we're challenging for fourth. Yeah. So I do get that, but I do think there should be more pressure on David De Gea. I think that we should have someone there. That's why I think maybe next season just bring in Dean Henderson and play him.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's weird. Sometimes it happens with keepers. Like, it might be the case that David De Gea will never be as good as he once was. Because you remember Joe Hart from Man City, right? See when Joe Hart actually took over from Shea Given from Man City, he was fucking unreal. He was class keeper and he became England #1, and then all of a sudden he started making mistakes, and then now he's nowhere. Yeah. And the same thing's happening with De Gea. Like, for me, De Gea was only amazing because his shot stopping and his reflexes were incredible, right? If that's not up to standard, De Gea's not good at kicking the ball. De Gea's not good at distribution. So the only thing that makes De Gea a world-class keeper is the fact that he saves these things that you're like, fuck me, how did he save it? And if he starts to lose that, you go, why is he our keeper?
Probably, yeah. And it's also very interesting as well. So if you look at this, like the situation under Moyes and Van Gaal, and even early Mourinho days, we were taking in a lot of shots. So David De Gea can't be on his toes. Now we're being really, I think we're defensively we're playing really well in terms of we're stopping shots now. and we're keeping more clean sheets. So there's a very few shots against David De Gea, and he's making these mistakes. Like, what the fuck? So it's maybe he's like
not focusing.
yeah, why like with under Moyes, he had to be focused because we're getting like 20 shots against us. So maybe that's a big difference. But I think Man United are a good position now. I think they have like one of the best young English goalkeepers. I think it's also like you look at like the Luke Shaw situation. I know Luke Shaw didn't play well against Spurs, but I think he played really well since like Christmas onwards. Ever since Brandon Williams came into the squad.
I'm a big Shaw fan.
Yeah, when you have an actual competition who actually is going to threaten your place, you need to bring your A game. And I love Sergio Romero. He's fucking one of the best number 2s in the world, but he's never going to threaten David De Gea's position in the team. So maybe if you bring in Dean Henderson, like, yeah, we're going to judge you in training in the match. And if Dean Henderson does better, David De Gea, you're on the bench. Yeah. Just do it there, and it might bring David De Gea his best. He might be get his best again because he has competition and he needs to be better. And if he doesn't, then sell him. So I love David De Gea, and he's done a lot for us, but. Might have done a lot for David De Gea in terms of like how much they paid for him, how much they stuck by him under like the early days of Ferguson and all too. So I don't think we owe him anything to the point. But I do like him. I don't think he's overrated. I don't think he's. I think Roy Keane called him the most overrated goalkeeper in the Premier League or in the world. I don't agree with that there. I think his shot stopping ability is still one of the best. But again, maybe it's just he's a bit of a shit season. But
I agree with Roy Keane in the sense like. He's overrated if you still think he's as good as he was. So if you're still holding him to he's the best keeper in the world, which some people still do, then he is overrated. Because I think there's only so many times, like this is not a freak off incident. This is now, last season he wasn't amazing, and this season he's not been great. So it's like, it's now a pattern where, don't get me wrong, I want him to start at the weekend because I think he's still our best goalkeeper.
Oh yeah.
But I think I can see why someone can say he is overrated if you're still saying he's the best goalkeeper in the world because he's not.
Yeah. Who you say better? He's better than them?
I think there's a lot of keepers better than him.
Serious?
Personally.
Okay.
I actually think, well, you've got like Manuel Neuer, you've got Alisson, you've got Ederson. Like, see, a couple of years ago.
Was a mistake this season. Like.
True. I still think he's a better keeper. But see, a couple of years ago, this is how high I would have rated David De Gea. I wouldn't even have entertained considering a goalkeeper is better on him. But now I'm entertaining the fact that there's 4 or 5 other keepers that are better on him.
When I look at
that's why I'm like.
Yeah, same here. Like I don't know about Alisson, like, but for Edison, like, see the way he comes off his line. Oh my god! Like that's just like it relieves so much pressure off the back four.
His passing ability is better than any goalkeeper I've ever seen.
His passing ability is probably better than Paul Scholes. But he's upper. That's how good he actually is. Like he can actually. I hate people say, he can play in midfield. He probably can't because he didn't have like the awareness. But based on passing ability, he can play in midfield no bar. Like see the passing that Man City and Arsenal game was fucking second to none. I think he's unbelievable. But in terms of shot stop, he makes a lot of mistakes. Especially against United. A few shots he definitely should have saved. But the bad thing about David De Gea as well, he makes ridiculously good saves sometimes. You're like, if I went in, I wouldn't have cared. But then, like, the one against, obviously, Spurs, like just say that. Like, why does he make unbelievable saves? And then, like, the basic saves just kind of makes it look harder or something. But again, I'll give him the bye ball because we've been they've been away from football for, like, 103 days now. So I'll give him the bye ball.
The only reason why I'm giving him the bye ball on that is because we should never have let him get anywhere near a shot. Man. Like, Maguire, Luke Shaw headed that ball and it took steps forward. Like, why have you went forward? You clearly can tell you've headed that to a Spurs player.
I know, and it's also like there's so much things went wrong there. Obviously, Luke Shaw, Maguire, and David De Gea are the 3 main people who were to blame. But that ball in the air was going to Rashford, and Rashford just got like pushed off the ball so easily. Like, be stronger.
Rashford looked really, really rusty.
But why wasn't fucking Lindelof covering Harry Maguire?
True.
Lindelof
was not fast enough.
Yeah, Lindelof was actually like almost with the block. So if he was like a yard or 2 faster, he would have blocked that ball. So why wasn't he aware? Why was that gap so big? So again, maybe it's based on just people being rusty because I haven't really played a match before. So you got to give him the bye ball. But on the other note, watching it with Spurs.
I thought just the Mourinho. It's like it's just what I thought Mourinho would do to Tottenham. It's like they were poor, right? But they just there was moments. They had moments in the game as well where they came forward and stuff. But I don't know. I think they were a wee bit all over the place as well.
Your brother's a massive Spurs fan. What's he saying about it?
He hates Mourinho.
Is he?
Yeah.
I thought there was very few positives to take from that game for a Spurs fan. And I like Spurs. I don't hate them. Like I like Harry Kane, like Son. I like a lot of. I hate Lamella. I fucking hate him so much. How many fouls did he make during that game? He didn't get booked. He made 10 fouls or something that game. Didn't get booked. Scott McTominay made 2 and got booked. Like what? Wait, what? Anyway, but like I thought even their defense. I didn't think their defense was that good. I thought we're quite poor moving the ball quicker. But I don't think there's many positives to take for Spurs, and that's really shitty because he's been there a while now, Mourinho, and he's off for like 100 days off, and I feel like that's what you come back to.
Yeah, but it's weird in the sense that if Mourinho didn't set them up to play the way that he did, we would have won that game comfortably. So if they had been more expensive and played passing football, more creative, we would have won that game. So I can kind of see Mourinho's point of view. Well, if I didn't set up the way, like they were that close to winning, so it's like, so if I didn't set them up this way, we would have got beat. So I'm kind of go like, if you were going to argue with him, he would probably be like, he'd probably win the argument because you're like, he did get a result, and also he was so close to winning.
I know,
and that's the thing with Mourinho. You can't that's the way he's always been. Like as much as you hate him, park the bus, whatever, and then he wins shit. You're like, well, can't I really criticize him because he's still fucking winning shit? Do you know what I mean?
Now I can see why a lot of people, like when we had Mourinho at Old Trafford, and whenever like Liverpool or City or Chelsea came, like, oh, you just parked the bus, and I was like, fuck you, I don't care. But now I can see why them teams are so frustrated, because it is so frustrating to play against. Like, come on, come out a wee bit more. But the only reason we want them to come out, because we know once they come out a bit more, we can counterattack and we can find gaps between our defense and the midfield, actually exploit. But I thought they're very poor, Spurs. I was really, apart from that we run the guy did, like I just thought they were quite poor.
Yeah. So what was the next game? And that was our Friday nights. And then Leicester Watford. I watched that game. I quite enjoyed that.
I missed it, but I caught the last 5 minutes of it. So
overhead kick your man scored.
Oh, I
bicycle kick.
Dawson, like
Craig
right. Dawson is aye. But Chilwell's goal as well.
He had a terrible game, mate. I watched that game. Chilwell was shite all game. He kept getting turned by that guy. Is it Sarr you call him? Leicester Watford, who's like lightning.
What I say? Sarr's class.
He kept turning him. He beat him so easily. I was watching that game going like, who the fuck wants to sign this guy?
Do you reckon it's his turn? Because there's talking Man City ban him and Chelsea ban him.
Maybe he's shite.
Maybe he's just shite. He has been solid all season, so I'll give him that. And his goal was an absolute cracker. And I was annoyed, but obviously us being F fans, we're aiming for third place. We're like, if he can make up 5 points in Leicester, we play him the last game of the season. If a win gets us third, so that's what I'm aiming for. So when I scored that goal, I was kind of like, Dicks. And I walked out of the room, and my dad's like, 1 each. I'm like, no way.
I was happy about that, to be fair. I'm sure your dad's loving it, all the football.
Oh, flat out, just flat out. That's what I'm going to call down and watch a bit of the first match here with him, because it's Father's Day and shit. But it's hard to actually gauge a good impression of a team, because it is a strange situation with no fans being there, because fans do make a big difference to the players, maybe finding their second wind and all too, and just trying stuff, and you got the fans supporting you and all too. So I think that helps. But also they've been away for over 100 days. Yeah. So I can't say like, oh, Leicester didn't look too good, Chilwell didn't play well. You know what I mean? You can't say that there, because it's going to take them like 2 or 3 games. They got Arsenal the game after the Leicester game. Jesus.
Holy shit! What did you think of the tackle on Leno?
It was not bad. Like,
I know, that's what so.
Is it fair?
Saying, he should have been sent off. Shouldn't have been on the pitch. Like AFTV were going crazy with it, and I was like, you're clearly blinkered here. Like
100%.
He jumped for the ball. He shouldn't have jumped for the ball or whatever, but he didn't try to. And even the Arsenal players, they were getting on like fucking idiots. Yeah. It's like, do you really think he tried to twist Leno's knee? That's so ridiculous.
He just nudged him. Just relax, calm down. Like if Leno got up, it was a foul and didn't get injured, no one would have thought about it.
Yeah, and I loved your man's interview. Your man interviews after. Did you see it?
I caught it, but I didn't really listen. What did he
say? He was like, well, I went in at half time. I apologised to Arteta. I said, sorry, I didn't mean to injure someone. I just jumped for the ball. It was a complete accident. But then he was like, this whole game, these Arsenal players talked and talked and talked and talked. And then they went 1-0 up and they talked and talked and talked on the pitch like there was something. And he was saying that there. And he's like, and then we won. So it's like they need to show a wee bit more humility. And I was like, I was like, class. Because they were yappy. They were so yappy.
They were. But they were poor, Arsenal. They were poor. They didn't deserve to win that game. like they didn't really create that many opportunities against a struggling Brighton team. And what a win for Brighton! Like, because I think we both said they're getting relegated this season, and that wins is probably that obviously saved them. But like, Jesus Christ, like what a win! And that in the 95th minute, and it was a great goal as well. Good wee movement. Oh yeah, of course. Well, you have Mustafi there, of course. Like, geez, I'm sorry to go back to the Man City game. Did you see that Phil Foden's goal? Did you see what happened to Mustafi in the build-up to it?
No, I didn't.
I guess Sterling, it's like a 1-2 of Sterling and Aguero, Sterling passes the ball to Aguero, but it's slightly behind Mustafi. Mustafi just taking it, and he falls on his face. And then obviously he's on the floor and they score from him. I was like, oh my God, that's so bad. Like, you'd have to keep your, like, the ball's behind you, you're not getting it. Just regain your position, and like, you know what I mean? But I feel bad. I don't feel bad for Arsenal fans because I don't like Arsenal, but like, they don't agree. Like, I think even Aubameyang, even though I fucking love him, he's one of the best strikers in the planet. He's almost just like, get the season out of the way so I can leave this club. He's not.
He's playing with. See, with Arsenal, right? Arsenal seemed like Pepe's goal was outstanding, right? Mm-hmm. The only way they seem to be able to win games is if one player does something incredible, right?
Yeah.
It's like whenever your team is not, like United had it as well. Whenever your team is in such disarray that you're relying on individual brilliance every single game, it's always going to come back to bite you. Like, there's no team mentality. There's no great build-up anymore with Arsenal. There's no fuck, they're playing really well. It's like they only went ahead in that Brighton game because of one player's class bit of skill.
Yeah.
It's like there's no rhythm. There's nothing.
And he loves that wee shot, doesn't he, Pepe? He always cuts in those left and curls in the top corner. He's
he's like Robin in that way.
He's like, I know, like, but not as good. But I was like, you know, he's gonna do it, like, so you should have definitely blocked that. But it's just like, yeah, it's like they're all like it feels like there are a bunch of individuals, and like, I know how bad Maya has been under since Fergie left and all too, so we can't really criticize anyone. Like, but they look like half of them to want to be here. Like, the guy Sacco is supposedly going to leave and all too, and he's going to be one of the young talents. Mesut Ozil isn't playing. He had that whole situation with David Luiz where like he don't want to extend his contract, but now he's saying he does.
What about this Martinelli guy? Apparently he was the better in Greenwood, the best. Where the fuck is he?
The hell's that? I was watching Arsenal Fan TV, and they were saying the exact same things. Like, we need a goal. Why isn't he bringing him on? So it's something's going on there in terms of contract negotiations. Like, it's really strange. It's like, it's not a good time to be an Arsenal fan, to be fair.
No, it hasn't been a good time to be an Arsenal fan in a long time.
I know it's you thought under Wenger it was bad. Like, it's literally just got worse and worse since Wenger left.
It shows, like, and a lot of people, Arsenal fans, blame Wenger for what they are like now, because maybe he didn't have the foresight to build, and maybe a lot of the problems are there because he like didn't build. But at the same time, like, he would have probably got this team in the top floor. That's how good of a manager he was.
Yeah, it's like, what came first, chicken or the egg? Was it Wenger's fault, or did Wenger have that problem there and he was just trying to manage it? You know, we're never going to know that. Like, but you look at how talented a manager Arsene Wenger was, and there always was question marks around the whole club in terms of why aren't they challenging? And now we're seeing why, because they have no money and they're not really a well-run club in terms of getting players the same contracts. Like, how many players have left in the last year of their contract are going to leave now? You know, you know, like, I know they were able to keep Mesut Ozil, but they had to pay him like 350 grand a week. And for Arsenal, that's ridiculous.
And he's shite too.
And he doesn't play. He literally doesn't play. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, I don't know. Like, he obviously is not going to leave. He has like a 4-year contract. 300 grand a week, living in London. He's loving life right now.
See, we have the same problem in the sense what we done with Sanchez, right? But the key difference is, because we pay Sanchez that money doesn't stop us paying other people money, because we got so much money that Pogba could still be on a contract, Martial can be on a big contract, we can give Rashford money. It's like, was Arsenal, because he's on such a high wage, it seems that impacts everything else. Like, Aubameyang's struggling to agree a new deal because they probably can't afford to have Ozil and Aubameyang on those contracts.
I know, a lot of people were saying, because maybe Arsenal are just like debating whether it's worth giving Aubameyang a contract, because he is coming 31 today, actually, or this week, or next week or something like that. But no, you give him that contract. You look at the players they could bring in to replace Aubameyang. There's probably few and far between, and they're all going to cost you 90 million plus. So
I can think of 50 players who could replace Ozil.
Yeah, 100%. And I like Ozil, especially when he's on. I don't like him, to be fair, because he doesn't perform for Arsenal. I think he's a bit of he's aggravating. But when he plays, he's unbelievable. His movement, the way he just floats around that pitch, he's almost like a Berbatov in midfield, and that's why I really like watching him play. But his whole attitude surrounding Arsenal, I think he's just milking Arsenal for every penny they've got. Let's just get rid of him and keep Aubameyang.
How do you get rid of him? You have to pay him out of his contract.
I'm sure someone's will pay him. Like, you just take the hit on him. I'm sure someone's going to pay 30-40 million for him.
But who's going to pay him £350,000 a week? No one.
PSG.
I don't know. I don't even think they would.
Probably, I don't know.
That's the biggest problem. It's like, who's going to pay? Like, he always gets linked with like a Fenerbahce. It's like it's that level of club that's looking at him, and they're not going to pay that money. So
China?
why the fuck is he going to leave? Yeah, and even China right now, the way that they're doing things, like they're limiting how many foreign players you can play. So it's like the idea of going to China is not as attractive anymore.
Yeah, and it's really shit because you look at the situation. It was kind of whenever he signed the contract, it was him and Sanchez, and they obviously had a pick which one they're going to keep. They obviously picked Ozil. They should have picked Sanchez.
Oh, they're both duds, to be honest.
I know, but like I think Sanchez would be performing still at Arsenal because he would have had that team built around him and all too. I think he made the move to United and this didn't fit his style of play. Not saying Sanchez is a bad player per se, because you can't say that because look at his career. So I think they should have probably invested in Sanchez. Imagine Sanchez and Aubameyang up front. Not bad, like, eh?
Don't know. But if Sanchez played the way that he's been playing for United or even Inter Milan, he's done fuck all with them as well.
I know, but like, if you look at like Arsenal, like if you look at that moment where Sanchez left Man United and also signed a new contract, you look at their careers. At that point, Sanchez was getting better and better. Like Ozil was still like patchy. He was still playing well 5 games, playing shit 10 games, playing well 5. You know what? So it was like, why did you? What made you pay that money for him? Like,
I think a lot of people were thinking that he's playing bad because he's not on the good contract. Yeah, that always happens. You think his head's turned. He hasn't signed a new contract. That's why he's playing so bad. But then they give him the contract and realize, oh, actually, do you know what? He's just not the same player anymore.
Anyway, let's get away from Arsenal because I think there's no real positives to talk about them. Like, I can't really see that many. They have a good youth setup, but it seems like even whenever these players come through, they don't want to stay. Strange. Anyway, there's a thing I want to talk to you about is Ryan Fraser for Bournemouth. Mm-hmm. Like, do you know what's going on there in that situation?
He was saying he doesn't want to play anymore or something.
He's not taking the contract extension till the end of the season, till these 9 games are played, because he obviously his contract ends end of June or something, or start of July. Yeah. Like, what an absolute cunt! Like, like in all honesty, like I don't know Ryan Fraser personally. Maybe there's more personal situations going on here that I don't know. But from the outset, he looks so bad right now. Like, to actually, not even like, so he was getting paid by Bournemouth this whole time since they last played. So he's getting paid like, I don't know how much. I'm sure he's on like 10, 20, 30 grand a week. Because he's their best player last 3 seasons. And to play so poorly this season, to do fuck all for them. And then the last 9 games where they need to survive, he's like, nah, I'm not going to stay. I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like,
obviously something's happened. There's obviously something deeper that's happened there. Like, or maybe he's just that much of a wanker.
That's what I mean. Like, so from the outside, from like us looking in, it just looks like he's been a dick. I'm hoping that there's something going on there. And
so maybe there. So I remember listening to Roy Keane talk about contracts, and he was always like, fans and stuff shouldn't really get, because you don't understand what's actually happening between the player and the people at the club. So like, it's easy the club has all the power in that situation. It's easy for them to spin a media story and make him look bad. And to be sure, he does look bad. But what if say he's arguably been Bournemouth's best player, not this season, but last season, right? So, but what if last season he wanted a new contract because maybe we don't know what he's getting paid. He could have Callum Wilson on 40 grand and him on 5.
Yeah.
And he's going, well, I'm your best player, you should be, and then they don't give him it. We don't know any of that. So he's probably sitting there going, maybe this season, maybe that's affected his performance. Maybe he wanted a pay raise last time. Remember Roy Keane saying about whenever he was let go by Fergie. Fergie says, we just don't have the money to give you. And he's like, this is Manchester United. Tell me you don't have money. It was bullshit. So we don't, like, I agree that obviously he should be playing. Like, he's obviously making a bit of a product of himself, but we don't really know
exactly. That's why I started this conversation saying, like, I'm sure there's maybe something else going on, but from the outset looking in, it just looks so bad on his on his part. Because
why would you not want to play football as well?
Yeah, exactly. And it's like it's not like Bournemouth are unique to the situation, and it's Bournemouth playing their last game, and everyone else is banned players and taking a break. Like, every club in the Premier League are in the exact same situation. Like, no one's going to really be buying players until these 9 games are played, really. I'm sure there's probably negotiations. I'm sure because he's on the last year of his contract, he can talk to other people, other clubs. So that's fine. So you can probably sign a pre-contract with like another club and get an agreed fee. I'm sure, like, for example, I think last season it was Liverpool were trying to get him. I think it was last year. Liverpool tried to get him, and obviously Bournemouth like, no, want to keep you. And obviously that's probably annoyed him and frustrated him because his head was turned, and that's why he played a bad season. I get that. I'm not trying to say why is he doing badly, because there's so much other factors need to take into consideration on why a player is actually playing bad. And Bournemouth have been bad this season. You can't blame it on him. Yeah. But again, like
doesn't look good.
But like, if Liverpool are going to buy you, let's say Liverpool are trying to buy him now. That's the situation. Liverpool are going to say, we're going to buy you, but you need to come the 1st of July. If they said, I can't come till the end of July because of the whole situation, I think Liverpool will be like, no, you need to come just now. So regardless of the potential move he's going to get, he's going to get that regardless. Like, but you're trying to help out a team that's actually struggling, who are probably going to get relegated this season. And I'm not saying it's your fault, it's the team's fault, it's the manager's fault, it's everyone's fault, it's the club's fault in terms of investment. But you have a chance to save this club and leave on a high note with the fans. You know what I mean? Because fans. I know football fans have short-term memory in terms of like their success, but fans are annoyed. Like, look at Gabriel Heinze for United. Like, he had a really good career for United. Won leagues.
I love them.
Yeah, but there's a rumor he wanted to go to Liverpool, and that tarnishes his whole reputation amongst United fans. And that's the same thing that's going to happen. The Ryan Fraser, if they get relegated, he leaves, and what happens? He goes to Liverpool or goes to Arsenal or goes to City or whatever, and plays really badly, and so you have no one likes you then. The team you left hate you, and the team you went to hate you as well. It's kind of like shit. It's kind of like Sanchez. Like, there's no United fans actually probably like Sanchez in terms of like his quality, because he's so frustrated because he's been so bad for United, and also fans hate him. It's kind of like shit. He left to go to a better club supposedly, and the fans don't like him now. It's kind of like shit. Like, come on, man.
Kind of blew up on his face. But no, I agree. He should be playing. Like, he should be at least, because he definitely would get into the team. Like. You know what I mean?
Like, we did a video on this here, like, predicting how the Premier League's going to finish. Has anything changed in your eyes? Like, do you reckon?
Don't know. Maybe we didn't say Bournemouth's going to go down, did we? I think Bournemouth might.
Yeah, same. We said Brighton's getting relegated. I think they'll stay up now, just because that win was a big win and just set morale.
I don't think Bournemouth would have been able to get that one, which is showing a wee bit of a difference between the two clubs.
And they got Joshua King injured as well.
Yeah, I think Bournemouth are in real trouble. What do you think that does to Eddie Howe? Because Eddie Howe has been touted for all these jobs, and it's just sometimes we blame managers for leaving jobs, right, and leaving clubs. Sometimes when you're like, why did he do that? Why did Brendan Rodgers leave Celtic? You're like, fuck, why did he do these things? But sometimes, like, you really need to think about it. You have to strike when the iron is hot.
100%.
Because it's like, how many managers were in the Premier League that got teams promoted at one stage? We're getting linked with this. Do you remember Owen Coyle?
Oh yeah,
people were thinking he was the fucking man.
But then he did leave something that. He left and went to Bolton, and then it kind of blew up in his face, got sacked.
But at one stage he was getting linked with even bigger clubs, and he's done another season, wasn't it, with Burnley?
Yeah, Burnley.
And then he wasn't doing that well, and then he took a Bolton job, which isn't really that much of a bigger job. And then he's just fucked himself. And it's Eddie Howe as well. Like, it's like Brendan Rodgers. If Brendan Rodgers hadn't have left Swansea when he did, like, who knows where he would be? Like, exactly. He could have stayed on in Swansea, had a bad season, and then no one would ever have hired him. So if I was Eddie Howe, I'd be going, right, great, you've done all this loyalty for Bournemouth, but if they get relegated now, you're not going to get another job. You're going to be Bournemouth manager for the next couple of years. You're not going to get that Spurs job. He was getting linked with Spurs and all.
I know, and rightly so, because he was doing a great job, but it all depends on what he does after this year, because if he can maybe keep Bournemouth in the Premier League, or even get relegated and bring them back as soon as possible, then like it all comes back. But it all depends on the club and how they're going to support him. And I think he has got a lot of support down there, because they bought some big money signings and have been shocking. Like was it Slacky and like Jordan Ibe, but Neil Warnock made a good point before. I can't remember the clubs, but he gave specific examples. He says, I was managing this club and I was doing quite well, and Chelsea came in for me. And Chelsea, obviously, they weren't the Abramovich fucking era, but it was like before that there. But Chelsea were still a big club. Like, people forget that. Like, it wasn't like the difference of Man City maybe whenever they got their owners. Chelsea were still a big club competing for the top of the table, or top 5 anyway. And he says, I think it was Crewe, some team anyway. And he goes, I was loyal and I stayed. and we finished the season, start next season. We had a bad start, and I went downhill from there. I got sacked within 6 months, and Chelsea weren't looking for me. He says, so you can't have loyalty in clubs when the clubs aren't loyal to you.
It's the same with Brendan Rodgers. Like, Celtic fans hate Brendan Rodgers.
Why?
Because he left. He was the biggest problem with Brendan Rodgers, right, is right, and it's just his personality.
Yeah.
When he gets interviewed, he fucking praises the club so much that he makes the fans believe that he's never going to leave. He's literally, like, every time he got interviewed with Celtic, he kept saying all these things, that how he's so lucky to be here. He's managing one of the best clubs in the world. And then his first offer to leave, he left. And it's like, don't fill the fans' head full of all that bullshit then. So I understand why Celtic fans fucking hate him.
It's crazy. I think it's mental. Sorry.
So I agree. I always argue that it is, because Brendan Rodgers has to take out Leicester job.
And he's doing really well. They were competing for the top of the table at the start of the season. They're probably going to finish in the Champions League spot. Like, you can't. It's a Premier League job. No disrespect to Celtic. Like, I'm a big fan of Celtic. I love the club. I think they're so well run. But the Scottish League football is so poor now. Like, you're stopping Brendan Rodgers from playing against the likes of Real Madrid, Barcelona in the Champions League, likes of Man United and Liverpool and all too. You can't deny him that there, and he's done so well. He won, like, was it the double treble of them or the triple treble?
Yeah, so it's like, but I get it. I get the frustration in the sense just for the stuff that he says, because if you listen to Brendan Rodgers, he makes it look like he would never leave Celtic.
Yeah.
And you're like,
but they would sack him if they're not. That's
what I always say. It's like, if Brendan Rodgers
them.
has a run of games where he doesn't win in 5-10 games, Celtic would sack him.
Exactly, and that's like, I'm not like, obviously being fans, like, I obviously didn't like Brendan Rodgers when he played when he managed Liverpool, like, but like, obviously he's a local lad. His family live around the corner from us here, but like, it's kind of one of these things. It's kind of like, do I like him? Do I not? I don't know. But to be fair, he needs to be his own person, you know. And he felt that the offer was too good for Leicester to turn down. And Celtic fans need to respect that. He'd done well, and they got Neil Lennon back, and they're doing the exact same. They're winning everything anyway. So what do you care for? It's like imagine, like, I don't know. It's just like, you start winning the shit. So don't hate someone, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the first round of fixtures, and I'm looking forward to football today, and I'm looking forward to Football Man for next month. It's gonna be class.
Yeah, it's good. It's nice to have something to watch after work and shit. It's like, it's nice to, even though for me, like, I'm like, United are playing again on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So it'll be cool to finish work and watch the United match, but then I'm thinking, fuck, I have to do 3 more days of fucking work before I get to watch it. It's so shit. Like, it's like, it's great to have something to look forward to, but I know that, like, I'm gonna have to put in, I don't know how many hours between now and then. It's like,
it's also like, see, before like this week happens, like, you're just like, I don't care, I just want the Premier League back. And now you're looking at Monday night football. It's like, Man City against Burnley, what a shit game. You're like, I don't want to watch that game. There's no, I don't know. It's kind of like, you want any game to come back, but once they come back, you start picking and choosing. Like, I don't want to watch fucking Aston Villa and Chelsea, to be fair. Come on, I want big games back.
But for me, it's always United though. Like, I always, no matter who United's playing, if the Champions League final was on, right, and it was fucking Liverpool and Tottenham or whatever playing the Champions League, but United were playing a friendly at the same time, I'd watch the United friendly.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's just the way it is.
Fans, like, I'm looking forward to the game against Sheffield United. It's a big game, because if Sheffield United can beat United at Old Trafford, fuck me, it's really good for Sheffield United. It's really damaging for United.
You need to accept that Sheffield United are going to sit back. They play 5 at the back.
Yeah.
Don't play Dan James. See if he plays Dan James, I'll actually be like, what have you actually learned here, Ollie? Like,
I know, but I do think Sheffield United would be a bit more attacking.
I don't know.
Than Spurs.
That's funny.
I know, because I can't see Ollie McBurney playing in midfield the way Harry Kane was.
Yeah, I know.
Well, that was episode 108. Thanks.
You are now listening to MCPodcasting.